These people were all switched at birth.
I don't know what to say.
This was the moment in 2016 when two best friends announced that they were switched at birth.
Distraught, confused, angry.
For over 4 decades, David and Leon had been raised by each other's biological parents. After their 1975 births, DNA testing confirmed the mix-up in the Canadian province of Manitoba.
They want answers. They want answers. They want answers. So bad.
He was always being teased, and for Leon, oh, he looks more like you. He looks more like the other brother, and him, he was basically always being called down.
David said that the parents who raised him will always be mom and dad, but now he has another mom and dad and brother.
It'll always be my mom and dad regardless, you know. Raised me, they took me from day one, and that's the way it's going to stay.
The Manitoba government announced that 2 other men had also been switched at birth in 1975 at the same hospital.
We can live with one mistake, but 2 mistakes of a similar nature is not acceptable.
This switched at birth mix-up took 39 years to straighten out, but 2 women finally met the families they'd been separated from. Valentina Suman and Tatyana Muradyan were born at the same hospital in Moldova in March of 1978. But after bath time, nurses returned the babies to the wrong families who took them home.
Both kids eat and would be crying, and that happened like for about 3 months. And I guess nobody knew what would happen until when we came to the U.S. in 1999.
Anatoly grew up thinking Tatyana was his sister. His family had heard rumors of a hospital switch-up, but it wasn't until 2017 that they were able to track down Valentina and get a DNA test.
We kind of knew when our sister, because based on the pictures, she looked exactly as my younger sister. And my sister that lived with us, she kind of looked like her mom. But we wanted to hear the DNA results.
And the test proved it. Anatoly says both families were happy to learn the truth and to get to know their new, old family members.
We can't return back 39 years. We're just trying to see what we can do to enjoy the next whatever years we have left.
My name is Kim Mays. I was switched at birth.
For years, Kim Mays was known as the little girl who was switched in the maternity ward.
I don't really feel like I've had a mother growing up.
In 2019, ABC News correspondent Deborah Roberts spoke to Inside Edition's Stephen Fabian.
Is there any chance it was on purpose?
There are many, including lawyers, including a nurse's aide who was on the scene at the time, who have all indicated that this was done deliberately.
Kimberly was born in 1978 to a couple named Ernest and Regina Twig, but she was raised by a man named Bob Mays. She grew up believing that he was her biological father. Inside Edition Stephen Fabian has more.
The Twigs discovered that a tragic switch had been made. Their child, Kimberly, had been swapped for a baby that had been born with a congenital heart defect and died at age 9. They tracked down Kimberly, and a 5-year legal battle played out on TV screens across America.
If you could be granted one wish that would make you happy, what would that wish be?
Terminating their parental rights and getting my life back.
In 1993, she won the right to stay with Bob Mays. She married while still a teen and announced her pregnancy on a talk show.
I think you have something that you wanted to share with the world here, Kimberly.
Yeah. And you want me to tell them now?
Yes.
I am 3 months pregnant.
But things weren't easy. At one point, she found herself living out of her car.
I really wasn't prepared for life.
Many people believe that this wasn't simply an accident, that somebody intended to see this happen.
And this man has spent years searching for his true identity. In 2019, he found the answer. Paul Franzak grew up thinking his parents were Dora and Chester Franzak. But when he was 10, he found a pile of newspaper clippings in a scrapbook. The articles were about him, and they revealed that when he was a newborn, he'd been kidnapped. According to the articles, in 1964, after Dora gave birth at a Chicago hospital, a woman posing as a nurse stole her baby.
It was very traumatic for them. I can't even imagine what they went through.
2 years later, the FBI announced they had located the kidnapped boy. Inside Edition's Diane McInerney has more.
The FBI determined that a boy found abandoned in a stroller in front of a department store on this street in Newark, New Jersey, was the same boy stolen from his parents at the hospital in Chicago. Just how the FBI figured that out may surprise you.
The FBI concluded that the little boy in Newark had the same ear structure as the baby from Chicago. The Franzaks were told the news that their missing son was alive. Little Paul was reunited with his parents. But it didn't quite sit right with Paul. He didn't look like Dora and Chester.
My brother looks exactly like my dad. Exactly. I don't.
Paul took a DNA test and was stunned when he got the results.
In my heart, I really knew that I probably wasn't their real child. I felt it. But once the guy actually told me those words, it took my breath away.
Paul finally learned his birth identity. He was born Jack Rosenthal. He had a twin sister named Jill. His biological parents are dead. The whereabouts of his sister are not known. CeCe Moore of DNA Detectives helped Paul's investigation.
It has been an incredibly long journey for the man who grew up as Paul Franzak. It's extremely emotional for everyone involved.
The FBI reportedly located the man born as Paul Franzak, who lives in Michigan. Reportedly, he wasn't ready to go public. This is Inside Edition Digital.